What's good, YouTube? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back. Welcoming you to the post-fight show with Stormybman for this Saturday, February 12th, 2022. And this is the post-fight show for Jacobs versus Ryder, which was today earlier. I guess they're a day ahead of us in the time chart and whatnot, but the fight took place earlier this afternoon. Nighttime for them, afternoon for us, and now evening. And the fight took place on Dazn. It was broadcast on Dazn. A lot of people weren't interested in this particular card and didn't want to talk about it too much or whatever, but you know me doing my thing and what I do. Stormy always is going a different direction, so here I am with a post-fight presentation for those who are interested on a fight that had a few surprises. So we are here this evening. Glad you're here with me. Please smash the like button if you haven't done so already as you come into the building. We had a little poll for the show this evening, and because I had written the poll before the show, of course, because I put the reminder out earlier this afternoon. Man, we're going to have to ask a couple of new questions, because the poll states, what's next for Jacobs at 168? That's Danny Jacobs, of course. And looks like there's going to have to be a little extra mulling over what's next for Danny Jacobs after today's outcome. So, welcome again, everybody that's out there. I want to take a moment out. We'll take our time with this one because there were some people who weren't interested in this. And so we'll just kind of do what we do over here. I want to say salute to Stephen L. That's the first comment that I could see. If there were a few of you in here before that, I apologize because that's as far back as I can go. Stephen L. the Mac saying salute OG, salute to you. KG84 is out there saying salute Sensei and salute to the chat. Fred Crenshaw is back saying salute Sensei, salute chat. Seen and Unseen Boxing is back with us, saying salute OG, salute to you as well. Brown on Boxing is back, saying Dazn flop. Here we go. And Alvin Davis is back saying salute Stormy B-Man and chat. Boxing and Barbecue, my main man. What you have over there for dinner tonight? Boxing and Barbecue. Stormy is interested. He says, what's sad? I can't pick no one in the poll. With the way things are going in boxing, I don't think he'll fight no one on that list. Yeah, but they might be interested in fighting him because he don't look too good right now. And Macadus Mac of the South is back saying, salute my brother, King. Stormy B-Man, salute to you as well. Vince Williams saying, salute Stormy in chat, salute to you. And Tone Brown says, Danny needs to go back to 160 and build his way back up. Well, let's talk about it, man. You know what I mean? Because the interesting news for those who've been under a rock for the past 15 hours or more, Danny Jacobs lost to John Ryder from the UK this evening on Dazn. He lost a 12-round decision in which it saw Danny trying to take the earlier rounds. For those who have this thing about putting rounds in, okay, rounds in the bank, figuring I could win 7 rounds out of the 12 and get a decision. There's a few of these young fighters of today who've adopted that mindset. Danny Jacobs is not the first. He won't be the last. But in order to do that, you have to ensure that the rounds that you think you're winning have to be secured and in the bank. And if you're in another man's country in his backyard, chances are, if you're not going for the KO or the actual beat down, where there's no recourse but to give you a round because you're smashing a guy to bits, as they like to say over there on that side of the pond, then you have no idea of how the fight is being scored. And you could run into what Mr. Jacobs ran into tonight, and that was karma. Let me say that word one more time for those in the back and for those who are unaware of what Stormy may mean when he talks about karma in boxing. Couple of performances ago, I said against Gabe Rosado, Danny Jacobs came out there styling and profiling like he was some untouchable figure in the sport, like he was an anointed one. And he performed against Gabe Rosado that told me that he was just certain if it went to the scorecards, he was going to secure a victory. I felt he lost that fight. But being here in America, and he was the more higher profile fighter due to records and standings, Gabe Rosado, who had a few more losses on his record, but who had improved considerably over his last several fights going into the Danny Jacobs fight, he has stopped getting these cuts around his eyes. He began to perform in a better way where he was boxing more, securing rounds with his activity. And against Jacobs, he was up for the fight. Jacobs would later say he wasn't as up for Danny. Well, boo-hoo, Nonetheless, the judges saw fit to give him a round. And in a post-fight show that I covered that night, I ranted about the officiating. I ranted about the judges. And I complained that Gabe Rosado wasn't awarded a victory. The irony, people. Gabe Rosado was invited to the UK to be a co-analyst for this fight. Went there in his blazing red suit. You know, he was decked out, ready to do his part. And he actually did his part to the fullest because he, in the post-fight, suggested that he had Danny winning this fight. Now, out of the gate, Danny took rounds early on. I could not deny that. But another co-analyst there was Conor Benn, a countryman and a ring stablemate of John Ryder. He felt over the first 6 rounds, because they were going back and forth to the guys, ringside, he felt that Ryder still had rounds to come on, even though he had Danny out front. And logically slow because Ryder wasn't doing very much in the early courses of the rounds. He was following Danny around, throwing an occasional punch behind the head, body punch where he could. Wasn't looking to establish a jab or any type of ring generalship, any type of positive aggression. And Danny looked disinterested, but he was popping a jab, stepping around, giving lateral movement, tying the guy up when he could, and looking like the overall more experienced guy. Now, Ryder has lost to the likes of Canelo, who is a different fighter than Jacobs, and who also defeated Jacobs. There is so much to take in with this theory of everything that transpired today. It's tremendous. Danny, in short, I'll just say it this way. He got his comeuppance, Because when you're on another man's soil, in his backyard, you have to work extra hard to get the victory. We're not even talking about a knockout. But the renewed Danny Jacobs, the Miracle Man, ran out of miracles tonight. Yeah. He ran out of them. Huh? He didn't have a bag of tricks. He didn't have a go-to punch, or power to pull out of someplace. All that should have been there and necessary against the likes of John Ryder should have been effort, ego, and aggression. All markedly missing on his performance this evening, being overseas. He fought this fight just like he fought against Gabe Rosado and got the correct decision on this particular night. Did John Ryder beat the crap out of Danny? No. But in several rounds he did. My goodness, the 7th round is a highlight reel round as well as the 8th. If you go back and watch this fight, I never saw Danny take so many punches to the mug, not against Triple G, not against Canelo, not against anyone else that I've seen him in the ring with. John Ryder was piecing him up, people. And if John Ryder had a knockout punch, Danny would have been sleeping in an ambulance on his way to the hospital on this night. There was a can laying around that John picked up and opened up, and on the label it said whoop ass, and in the middle it had Danny's name, whoop Danny's ass. Yeah. And he opened it. He found that can, people, and he started letting his hands go, and Danny blocked every one of those shots with his face, his forehead, his cheek, his chin, his nose, I think I even saw him at one point lean over and whisper to John Ryder, "Hey, you missed a spot right around my eye socket, right?" Boop. Yeah. It was exciting, exhilarating. The UK crowd came to life like you're not supposed to let them do. Hey, man, I ain't mad at them. I loved it, bro. It was exciting. Do you hear me, people? What the hell was on Danny Jacobs' mind? Now, he was entering this fight. He was entering this fight with a reunion with his old former trainer, Andre Rozier. And Rozier, after the first round, said, okay, Danny had hit Ryder with a great body shot that made Ryder wonder, like, should I go back to my stool or I should go to the toilet in the restroom in the back? Yeah. That body shot did a number on him. But Ryder came out for the second round. So Rozier told him, hey, he ain't want too much of that conflict. He don't want too much of that. So Danny had established a rapport. I jab, you catch, and I'll move this way and that way, and you walk behind me. And around in a do-si-do. That's what it was for them for the first 6 rounds. But like I said, in the 7th, kind of midway through, as Ryder was fumbling his way around, stumbling, following Danny, something suddenly hit the brother, and he said, let me try to hit this guy. And he started throwing shots. And I swear to God, people, if you ever played Knockout Kings or any of those boxing games, EA Sports and everything, when you hit the guy and you get him good and his face head be going boo, 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 that was Danny Jacobs in there. John Ryder looked like Rocky Balboa coming back against Apollo Creed. I tell you, I am not lying. You could go and watch it for yourself. It's interesting. Danny Jacobs don't know anything about defense, people. He don't know how to put his glove up to block and parry, slip, bob, weave, get out of the way. I don't know what Andre Rozier went back to him for. I really don't. Because on this night, his head looked like a speed bag when Ryder started to decided to start throwing punches. Yeah, that's what it was. Listen, I spoke about this fight. I said, I expect Danny to win, and, we'll see what happens next. Is he going to go out there and try to fight the other names in the weight division and everything? Karma said something else. And I ain't mad at Karma. I love when Karma shows up in the boxing match. Some of you have referred to Karma in boxing as the boxing gods. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me go back to the chat for a moment. We had a few more people pop in there. Let's see. We got Dwayne Jones saying, bless up from the mighty ATL. Yes, sir. Welcome, Dwayne. Good to see you back. Boxing and Barbecue says, I had lasagna, Stormy. Okay, man. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, Boxing and Barbecue. Let's pretend for a moment ain't nobody else here. Okay? Ain't nobody else here. It's just me and you. Huh? What type of lasagna did you make? Huh? What type of meat did you put in there? The type of cheeses you use. Stormy favorite dish is lasagna. I ain't lying, bro. I like lasagna like Garfield the cat. If you guys know anything about Garfield, fat, lazy behind, the only thing he'll get up and move that tail for is some lasagna. And he'll eat the whole pan in one gulp. That's Stormybman when it comes to lasagna. So talk dirty to me, Boxing and Barbecue. Huh? And you can write it in the chat. You can write a little bit of this, wait a few seconds, write a little more ingredient. Just stretch it out. That just gets my taste buds going. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about these other people. Huh? I got this. I got this. But yeah, lasagna. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Vince Williams says, Danny Jacobs fighting like he got 1 foot out the door. Listen, man. Danny's ass was out the door. Huh? That was just his torso in the ring. And that's why when Ryder finally decided to start punching, he wasn't missing a damn thing. He was hitting that boy head like a damn speed bag. I'm telling you. And Danny, what happened to being able to, bob and weave and none of that? He was just taking shots like he was in a damn Creed movie or something, bro. It was horrible if you're a Danny Jacobs fan. If you, like me, was rooting for Rosado's victory, I wanted this. I couldn't believe they were delivering. Man, I was sitting there. I had spoken with my brother G5 Gabe, and we were talking. I told him I got the fight on, and this, I'm like, man, I almost choked on my pizza when Danny started getting beat down. I was like, whoa, this wasn't in the script. This was totally off script, bro. I loved it. It was amazing. Listen, man, I know some of you don't care for Dazn, but they show boxing, man. They show more boxing than ESPN, Showtime, PBC. They show boxing. It was good stuff. 88 Sports Talk is in the building. He says, Stormy B, man, what's up, family? What's up with you, bro? MPWTF is back saying salute sensei and chat family. 88 says, these dudes don't want to get better. They just take long layoffs and come back when they feel like it. GGG will be next to lose again. The same with Bivol, too. We see what happened to Gary Russell. Hey, man, listen. They only make me look better when I say the things that I say about them. Second-rate dudes and classless dudes, huh? They're fit for not the boxing game, but the Hall of Shame when it comes to boxing. These guys are a disgrace to the sport. I'm glad that you all are finally waking up, seeing it for yourselves, seeing the disappointment and everything. I hope one day that you start to turn on them like you should, because they turned on you a long time ago when they started collecting checks, huh? Yeah. They don't want to go out there and box no damn body. They just want to go out there and make a mockery of your sport that you profess to love, huh? And give you pipe dreams, huh? But the thing about those type of dreams, they giving you the pipe in the rear end. Yeah, that's what they doing to you, huh? But Stormy been trying to tell you about these dudes. Y'all love them so much you get mad, flip me the bird and everything, hit the thumbs down, huh? Don't watch me unless I come on replay or something. Don't want to hear me live. But I've been telling you about these dudes. I've been telling you, huh? This ain't just some OG who's having fond memories of yesteryear. This stuff just started happening within the past decade. Right under your nose, huh? You can't smell what they cooking? I've been trying to tell you. But no, huh? You over there on their Instagram pages and everything, huh? Licking the pages, photos, huh? Downloading them and everything, making memes and shit. Yeah. I don't have an Instagram. Don't give a damn. But I can tell you what's going to happen to all of them. They're going to go by the wayside. You're going to walk over them and start looking for some new folk. Huh? Yeah. And 10 years from now, ain't nobody going to talk about these fools. Nobody. There'll be a gap in time. Huh? Like a black hole. Yeah. I'm telling you like it is. Votes UK says, salute Stormybman, salute to you. Seen and Unseen says, shot after shot after shot. Talking about Danny's head like that speed bag, taking them shots like he was in Creed 4 or something. Yeah, that was Danny. And he'll probably get the role now because Michael B. Jordan can probably beat him. Huh? Yeah, I said it. Yeah. 88 Sports Talk says, whoop Danny's ass. Yeah, that's what that can said that John Ryder found. He was in there stepping after the guy and stepped on something. He was like, what the fuck is that? He reached down and picked up the can and it said, whoop Danny's ass. And he said, And he started throwing them shots and Danny started taking them. It was the incredible absorbing Danny Jacobs in there taking them shots from him. That's what it was. Yeah. That's what it is, man. Listen, I can make a lot of people upset, mad even, angry. I gives no damns. You know why? Because you need to be smarter than this, man. You saw the news yesterday, The police blotter, Been telling you about these boxers of today. Been telling you. You got to find a new sport, man. And that's hard because football is fucked up. The NBA. Everything is messed up. Anything to hold fast to. Music, everything, It's all messed up. But I still got the Temptations and Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes and stuff like that to hold me fast, Y'all got to figure it out for yourself where you're going from here. Because that mumbling and all of that grumbling is stumbling, Yep. Falling apart on your ass. I just sit back and laugh. That's right. That's right. Seen and Unseen is laughing. He says, you missed the spot. That's right. This is what he told him. You right here under the eye socket, man. You got to hit me there. Because the rest of my head is sore. That's what Danny whispered in John Ryder's ear. MP is laughing. Flawless is out there. He says, salute to the king and teacher, Stormybman and the family. Yes, sir. King _ Junior is back saying, salute Stormybman in chat. 817 Boxing B is back saying, salute Sensei. Salute to you, brother. Khan Shonery says, lasagna. I know, man. I know. I wish I had some lasagna this evening. I had some pizza and some hot wings, but I wish it was lasagna. See, boxing and barbecue is my brother, man. See, with a name like that, it's two things going down that Stormy love. Eating and boxing. Can't miss with that. Can't miss. It take your brother, R.I.P., Kurt Sugar, to tell you about boxing and food, man. Kurt could tell you a story. He'd be talking about the plate he was getting together, so he was getting ready to sit down and watch some boxing and everything. He'd tell you whatever he had. Talking about his mom making the dinners and stuff, man. I'd be sitting there, mouth just watering. I have to get me a napkin and be, Yeah, Kurt. Say that one more time. That's why I tell Boxing and Barbecue, write them ingredients, what he put in there. Take your time with that. Don't worry about these other people, man. They just in the way at the moment. It's a personal discussion. You know. Yeah. Flawless is saluting everybody. Seen and unseen is saluting. JC is back. He says, Sensei with the emoji. I appreciate that. BFTB is in the house. He says, salute to my uncle. Salute to you, BFTB. Hope you're doing good, brother. Con Shonery says, I was saying, Danny ain't no law against ducking punches. Hey, he been out of boxing so long, he had forgot that part. And when he was in the gym with those guys who was told, don't hit him in the face. He just had his bridge work done, because he got new teeth and everything in his mouth. So they told him, don't punch him in the face. Well, John Ryder didn't get the memo, huh? He didn't get the memo. Yes, sir. A17 says, OG, Mark Stern, salute. Chi-Town, stand up. Let's see who else. A17 Boxing B says the Madaev robbery was horrible, but Jacobs just got a taste of karma. He's done. Hey man, that wasn't no robbery. And I'm gonna get to that fight too. But I had to open up talking about Danny Jacobs because there's so much to explore with Danny doing what he did. Ridiculous, huh? Bruce Goes is in the building. What's good with you, Bruce Goes? Boxing and Barbecue says, Farmer's Market and made the sauce from scratch. Oh, my goodness, man. I love the tomato sauces made from scratch that go in Italian dishes, man. Huh? Because they don't always have to taste the same. You could add a little something here or a little something there and change it up, man, and make it your own, right? That's great stuff there, Boxing and Barbecue. Make my toes start curling up, bro. Mr. Gumbo is back in the building. What's good with you? And Flawless is saluting more people. And Boxing and Barbecue says, season the noodles, too, when you cook them. That's right. Season those noodles, people. Yeah. Good stuff right there, man. Good stuff. Salute to the brother Connor Loco Sports. Just popped in the door. Salute to you, bro. Hey, man. Danny got a reality check tonight, huh? A reality check to go along with that paycheck from Dazn, huh? Sometimes all money ain't good money, man, huh? It ain't. And he showed his ass tonight. He had no resolve. He had no, afterburner. He didn't have another level. And you were in there against John Ryder, bro. A patsy who was in there with Canelo for a dance, huh? Canelo mopped the floor with the dude. And Canelo mopped the floor with Danny. Because Danny gave no effort against Canelo. Remember when I was saying he hit Canelo with a couple of shots and stepped back as if to say, oops, I'm sorry if I hurt you, huh? So when you're in that kind of mode and you taking on top quality opposition and you can't step it up to get rid of those people, the other guys are going to get brave. And on this night, Mr. Ryder got brave. Salute, Kui. I see you out there. Listen. Connor Ben, ringside, said he has to believe in himself. He has to start doing some things to try to win the fight. And he's got rounds to get this done. He said that. And lo and behold, John Ryder heard him. Heard exactly what he was saying. And went out there and gave the type of effort of a guy who wanted to win. Huh? He wanted to win. And that's the type of effort that he gave. Danny didn't go for broke. He fought the same way throughout the rest of the fight. It's just that he didn't fight with any sense of urgency or make an adjustment that I got to get this guy back. Those rounds where he was taking those shots, I'm telling you, if Ryder had a better punch, Danny was gone. He was hurt. He just, and I say he, I'm speaking of Ryder. He didn't have enough to put him in the danger zone. He shook him up. He was dazing him like crazy. But he didn't have anything to either put him down or out. And that was the difference. Ryder never has. That's why it's so bad for Danny, because he should not have been in that position. Not at all. What the hell? If I was in his corner, I would have been asking him, what the hell are you doing? Are you trying to give him the fight? Because those rounds, 7 and 8, he took so much, they could have almost been 10-8 rounds. And knowing that the judges, because you're in the man's backyard, they were giving him extra credit. You understand? As if the first 6 rounds didn't happen. Because he wasn't in the fight in the first 6 rounds. He wasn't. But I'll tell you this. He appeared. He appeared when he was supposed to. And he put an effort out there. A hell of an effort. And I give him the credit for doing so. A lot of people just, I was sitting there, man. I had eaten a slice and everything, a piece of wing. I'm sitting there looking at the fight. I spoke to G5 for a minute. And all of a sudden, I was like, whoa. Whoa, whoa. Because I don't even have my glasses on when I be looking at the TV. I take glasses off. I be looking at it. And I'm just saying, damn, he piecing Danny up. Salute to John Lejeune. He says, retirement should have been an option for your poll. Yeah, John Lejeune, the poll was created before the show. It was created earlier this afternoon. And I didn't change it. I felt a little lazy. I didn't change it. But, you're right. Absolutely. 1,000%. Now, getting back to the chat. A lot of you guys are still greeting one another. Bruce Gold says, I used to be married to an Italian girl. She would start making dinner at 7 in the morning. Yeah. What happened, Bruce? Huh? I ain't trying to get in your business. I was just saying, man, where did those meals go? It's like, because that Italian dining, bro, is something else. It's like Italian and Latin cuisine are my favorites, man. Yeah, I love them. Talking about outside of soul food, of course, but I'm just like, man, a couple times a month, gotta have it. Yes, sir. Trying to see outside of people greeting each other. Okay, here go Khan Shonery saying, Bruce goes, he says, lucky man, I'm the chef de cuisine in my house. Food is not taken lightly in our house. Yes, sir. KG says, this might be outlandish, but do you believe Danny was paid to take a dive? I know ring rust is real, but Danny appeared to lay down. Listen. KG, you were here when the stream started. I spoke about Danny and his fight against Gabe Rosado, who's got twice as much spirit and vigor in him than John Ryder, okay? He beat Danny a couple fights ago because Danny had a fight since the fight with Rosado. And the judges just gave that man a victory he did not earn. Go back and watch the fight with Gabe Rosado and Danny. Danny fought so poorly. He was trying to do things like cause a cut around Gabe's scar tissue. He was rubbing his laces. He was doing all types of things, headbutting. He did a lot of things that had nothing to do with boxing, which is why I question Andre Rozier coming back into his corner, unless he was just happy to get a piece of those purses that Danny makes now. That's maybe what that was. But Danny is done. Danny was done when he fought Triple G the way he did and Canelo the way he did him. If you're not going to go in there and try to defeat those men by stepping outside of who you are and trying to dare to be great, you've heard that term before, dare to be great, you don't need to be in here, because getting punched in the face for a living is no fun. And you could anytime come out on the wrong end of that. So you should be putting your ducks in a row to be in the best position possible. No, he didn't lay down, because he didn't go down from that fuselage that Ryder put on him. But he had no levels to adjust from. He was on the main floor, Ryder was the one who was in the basement and came up, caught the elevator to the main floor. But I got another special secret for you. Triple G and Canelo, they're on the roof, where Danny or John don't have access to. How about that? Mic drop. Reese Bro is in the building. He's saluting me and the wrenches in chat. Yes, sir. 88 Sports Talk says, Danny never listens to his corner. I don't know why he has so many mental lapses in fights that he could have won. I'm going to tell you why. Fragile mentality, psychological issues, bro. Danny is a narcissistic guy. Have you ever heard him talk? You ever have, you growing up, brothers hang out in cliques sometimes, your partners, right? You got one dude in the group that's always talking and make people say, man, what? Nigga, shut up. You know what I mean? It's like you always got that one dude in your clique. That's Danny. Be saying stuff off the wall. You be like, man, where the hell did he come up with that? Shut up, will you? That's him. You ever heard the dude talk? Man, I'm telling you, that's who he is. Angelo Gregory says, all he was worried about was touching more hymns. Correctamundo. Yes, sir. That's probably the truest statement. Somebody saluting Watcher. Is Watcher out there? I don't see him. There he is. Watcher, my man, is in the building saying, Jamal putting Danny to sleep would have been even more satisfying. Of course. Of course. Of course. William says, salute, Stormybman. I just got home. I hear you, bro. I saw you in there. Saluting a few other people. Just trying to catch up because I saw somebody mention Watcher and I didn't see him right in the chat. Con Shonery says, Bruce goes, I had an employee in my store who used to down cloves of garlic and the customers would say the store smelled like spaghetti sauce. A little heavy on the garlic there, aren't you, brah? Mm-hmm. William says, my friend with benefits is a hard Italian, and man, she can cook in both ways. William is a lucky man. William is a lucky man. That's right. Raise the roof. Flawless is out there laughing, saluting. Joseph Townsend in the building saying, salute, Sensei, salute to you. Flawless says, teach great brother Stormybman 100. 88 Sports Talk says, yup, always saying weird stuff. Yeah, man, you got that one dude that be hanging out with y'all. You be like, man, hey, y'all, we going to do such and such and such, but don't tell so-and-so because he going to ruin it. You know, it's like you have to keep secrets from him and stuff because he always just a weirdo, man. Don't know what that is, but growing up, every group had that dude. It's always one. Huh? Mr. Danero says, the black fighter on their resume. Khan Shonery says, Jacob's best victory was arguably Deverenchenko for the vacant IBF. Close second, I say, would be Fletcher or Truax. Even those victories didn't age well. They didn't. 704 Joe is in the building. He says, peace, Sensei. Peace to you. And Boxing and Barbecue says, Stormy, you think it was after the Peter Quillen kid chocolate fight he started acting different? Yeah, because you remember that was a first round knockout, right? He got him early, quick. He hurt him with a right hand or something, and Quillen never got a chance to recover. He got that quick stoppage, and that was it. So Danny was after that, you know, he was telling everybody who would listen. You remember that old song? I'm doing fine now without you, baby. That's what he was singing to Rozier and anybody who would listen, huh? He was like, elevated in his thought process, but not in his skill set, huh? Lying to himself. He started putting that extra juice in his curl and everything. I'm like, dude used to get a fade and had a little flat top thing going. He got rid of that and put this S-curl stuff in his head. I was like, man, my TV screen was wet. I was like, get this off my TV, huh? Coming out there like that. I'm touching M's. And remember when he said that, I was like, ooh. That reminded me of when Mike Tyson said, how dare these guys challenge me with their somewhat primitive skills? They're just as good as dead. He started talking like General Zod from Superman 2. I'm like, what? This dude been watching some movies. It's like he in the ring talking gibberish. Crazy, bro. Crazy. Huh? Danny was just in his own mind, one of a kind. But the skill set never caught up to that. And he never had another performance like that, did he? Huh? I'm telling you, go back and watch the Gabe Rosado fight. Gabe Rosado whooped his ass. He won that fight. And they gave it to Danny. They gave it to him. He didn't deserve that victory. He didn't. You know what I mean? Kwee is laughing. Joseph Townsend said, one of my college teammates would talk about porno bloopers at the team dinner night before the game. What? Porno bloopers. Man, that dude had too much time on his hands. Y'all should have made him the mascot or something. Really. Locked him up in a locker or something before the game and release him when the game was done. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Boxing and Barbecue says, yep. Flawless is like, with the mics and the horns. Talking about me singing. Yeah, 88 Sports Talk says, laugh my ass off. I'm touching M's. Boxing and Barbecue laughing too. Flawless is laughing. Boxing Barbecue says primitive skills. Yeah, y'all remember when Mike Tyson said that? He sounded crazy than a son of a gun, didn't he? I was like, and anybody who saw Superman 2 knew exactly what he was copying off of General Zod, right? It was like, this fool been sitting up watching Superman movies, talking this crap in the ring. Huh?
How dare they challenge me with their somewhat primitive skills? They're just as good as dead.
Somebody dig that soundbite up. It's out there. Mike Tyson talking craziness, man. I was like, this dude is phony. Way back then, it's like, you know, people were just enamored because he was getting first round knockouts and stuff. I was like, and they talking about he could whoop Muhammad Ali. I'm like, man, y'all don't know what the hell you talking about. You had crazy people back then saying crazy stuff like they do today, huh? Yeah, crazy, man. Just crazy. Flawless is cracking up. 88 Sports Talk. He's like, what? Boxing and Barbecue says, laugh my ass off. Marcus Wall says, yeah, he said that after he beat Bruno. Yeah, man. Bruno was the first one to really rock him like that, too. Damn near knocked Mike Tyson out. And he was talking crap. And I was like, Bruno was like stiff as a board and still whooping on Mike Tyson. So you know when somebody come and flew it with theirs like Buster, right? It was in the cards. You guys can't tell me that you weren't afraid as a Mike Tyson fan. You weren't afraid like when Bruno rocked. Oh, Tyson is staggered. And he was stood in there trying there with them little black shoes stumbling around in the ring. Buster was looking at that at home like, okay, I know what to do. Y'all know I'll roast Mike, huh? I'll have him on that damn skewer, turning him over to flame like that Cyclops in the Sinbad movie. Y'all ever saw that Sinbad movie where that Cyclops, that one-eyed Cyclops, had some of their men and he put them on that skewer and was roasting them over an open pit fire? He was sitting there licking his lips. I love those old Sinbad movies with those Ray Harryhausen animated creatures in there and stuff. Man, that was great stuff. Tripped out toy special effects growing up, man. Those movies were the ish. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's see what we got. What we got here? What we got? Okay, I got you, Bruce. I got you on that. I'll have to check that after the show, I guess, because if it's a link, I don't want to be pulled out of the. Oh yeah. Thanks for that, Bruce Goes. Thanks, man. He sent me that link with Mike Tyson talking ish, man. That dude, boy. I'm going to tell you, he was truly a cartoon character himself. And looking back on his career, it's like that's exactly what it is, huh? Exactly. What else we got out here? Seen and Unseen says, late night Superman binge. Yeah, that was Mike Tyson. Just like he was watching Bruce Lee movies over there, sleeping around with them Japanese girls in Tokyo. Buster was like, let me show you a few tricks I brought back from China. Night, night, Mike. Mm-hmm. Khan Shanri says, I like the earlier Tyson who jumped in the ring, moved around, cracking his neck, getting ready to crack on an opponent. When he started up the Zod talk, it got wacky to backy. Yeah, it did. Flawless is still cracking up. What else we got? Khan says, I'm Alexander. There's no one like me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. Yeah, I remember all of that, man. Every time he would say stuff like that and go into those binges of comments, I would just cringe and sink down in my chair a little deeper like this. I was like, oh no, take the mic away from him, please. Man. 704 Joe says, man, Mike had a vocabulary. Okay, if you think so. I was not impressed. Yes, sir. But hey, man, check it out. Ryder got the decision, as well he should. Thank you, judges in the UK, for doing your job. Huh? Because I'm going to tell you something. If you gave Danny that fight after going out over there with that lackluster and effort, you know, he would have been back for more. Huh? And that's just something we didn't need at the time, him to be back. If that's going to make him go away, hip, hip, hooray. Huh? That's what I got to say about that. But let's get back to what should have been the co-main. The co-main was like a heavyweight fight with that heavyweight from UK, Johnny Fisher, taking on a guy, Gabriel Ugema. I'm sorry, I don't mean to murder the guy's last name, but it was a Latin fella, and they were scheduled in a 6-rounder, and they tussled and rustled to 6 rounds where Fisher won a decision, okay, a unanimous decision. Okay, but the fight before that saw Felix Cash take on Magomed Magdiev in a middleweight battle that was pretty darn good. Let me tell you about Felix Cash in this fight, who had come in after a 10-month layoff, and Magdiev had been out there, you know, putting the heat on some people in the division. So, you know, guys like Andre, they didn't want to fight, you know, Magdiev. And he's a bruising fighter, a Russian gentleman who comes in with that kind of a tank style. You know, he hunts you down, throws blitzing body punches, a tremendous left hook to the body he has. He'll throw it to the liver. He'll throw it to the pit of your stomach or the solar plexus. Magdiev is a good fighter. Okay, now Felix Cash, he's fighting out of the UK. I don't know a lot about the guy, but they're high on him over there. He reminds me of a Felix Stern type fighter, but he came out there and he was throwing the jab. You know, he was throwing his punches like you practice them in the gym when you're styling and profiling, looking at yourself in the mirror. In the meantime, Magdiev was like landing these tremendous body shots, and I was wincing because I wasn't even at home. I was watching it on my phone while I was out doing some errands, and you know, I wanted to get back to the home to watch this fight. But Magdiev was hitting him with these body shots, and I was like, if this kid keep getting hit with these shots, dude, he gonna go down. And one shot kind of doubled Cash over a little bit. But lo and behold, in the second round, that's when it happened, y'all. That second round, Magdiev hit that dude on the chin. And he went down. And I was like, uh-oh, it's, you know, but he got up. And he survived. And guess what? He tied the guy up. He tied Magdiev up. He stalled. He went back to boxing, staying on the outside. He still was getting hit a little bit too much for my liking. But he made a fight out of it, people. He rose from the canvas and fought back. Then here comes Magdiev late in the fight again in the last round. Huh? And he hit the dude again. And the 10th round, and Felix went down again. I was like, oh no. You know that song that they play on the TikTok videos? Like, oh no, oh no, oh no. It's like he went down. Listen, man. Dude, Cash was in trouble, but he survived. He survived, and he went on and won a decision, bro. I was like happy for the dude. Now, when they interviewed him in the post-fight, he didn't look all there. I'm going to tell you. He looked like some of his mind was somewhere else. Probably stuck to Magdiev's gloves or something, because he took some shots in that fight. They should give that guy a nice long rest, some treatment, and everything, because he took a battering in this fight. But he fought like a trooper, man. He showed a lot of moxie. He showed a lot, but he don't need no more tough fights like that for a long time. I'm telling you, Felix Cash took a bashing tonight, bro. You know what I mean? He took a bashing. It was tough, you know. Man, you guys are still laughing at what I had to say about Mike. Flawless says, vocabulary called making up words like a crack addict. Yes, sir. Flawless. Laws D, Punch Out TV is in the building. He says, what's poppin', Stormy OG? What's poppin' with you, Laws? Good to see you. He says, Jacobs got robbed. Laws D must like Danny Jacobs. He must got a soft spot in his heart for Danny Jacobs. All I got to say to you, Laws D, is go back and watch Jacobs versus Rosado and understand that Danny Jacobs been finished a long time, bro. He been finished a long time. He just delaying things. He's just putting things off, man. But the inevitable is going to happen. He's going to get smashed. And with the way that Ryder was hitting him tonight, if that was Triple G or Canelo, he would be in the hospital tonight. He would be in the hospital. So John Ryder did him a favor with his name, because Ryder wasn't respected and he wasn't expected to do what he did to Danny tonight, and he put it on him, huh? Put it on Danny. Danny was touching M's tonight. His mug was touching them gloves, huh? Yeah. That's what happened. Took a beating. So, I ain't sad for the dude, because I know he walks around and he talks like he's, you know, King Ding-a-ling, you know. But he didn't fight like King Ding-a-ling against Triple G, and he didn't fight like it against Canelo. And then he didn't fight like it against John Ryder. So maybe if it ain't in him, it just ain't in him, huh? Bottom line. Bottom line. Stop saying somebody got robbed when the other guy gave an effort. John Ryder made it a fight. He came back and tried, and he got a decision. Yeah, it was in his hometown. It may have been a little bit of home cooking there. But I ain't sad for Danny Jacobs. I ain't. Because going over there, he was supposed to take that guy out. Didn't Canelo take him out? And Danny was thinking himself to be on an elite level. He ain't. Huh? Because he can't even beat John Ryder. He can't beat him. But I tell you this, John Ryder put it on him, huh? If he was putting it on John Ryder like John Ryder put it on him, John Ryder been through. Lost D, that's fine, bro. You could think that he won, but I don't think he did. He got his ass whooped. Got his ass whooped. And it's in the record books. Now, John Ryder going to go out there and lose to somebody else, you know. But, Danny, that was karma. I opened my show talking about this. Karma, bro. Karma. Yeah. He thought he was going to go over there and make that money on Dazn and everything. Eddie Hearn gave him that devilish grin. Hi, Danny. It's good to have you here, mate. Huh? Sign right there, Mike. He signed that contract, and it was on. There was a thunderous clap in the air. Danny looked around and was like, what was that? Eddie said, don't mind. Just regular UK weather here, Mike. Yeah, the writing's on the wall. See, Flawless says, facts, 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 King 100. See? And that's a gentleman that he don't have to agree with me. He's thinking with his own mind. Karma. You know? I said in my pre-fight video, Lost D, and to win this fight, and let's see what happens when he comes back out of that, and if he's going to face any other guys. Well, we don't have to look that far down the road no more, do we? He going to have to bounce back. Will he fight John Ryder in a rematch? I don't know. Nobody cares. Lost D, he says, Danny was 6 rounds up. I gave John Ryder 4 rounds at the best. Okay, 4 solid rounds. Now, if you think that Danny was 6 rounds up, what if judges were giving close rounds and had swing rounds? Now, all of a sudden, your math is off, brother. And seeing that they were in John's backyard, that was highly probable, especially when he showed the Rocky-like 7th and 8th round efforts. That 9th round effort, man, it's like the dude woke up. It was like he heard that music. John started, hunching his shoulders. Found he couldn't miss Danny's big old head. Don't Danny got a big head, y'all? That dude got a big old cranium. Couldn't miss it. Crack, 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 boom, 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 boom. Danny was getting hit so much, it was like, his head, if his head was a soccer ball, he'd have cleat marks all over his face. Look at Lost D. He up there. He campaigning for Danny now. He campaigning. I'm going to roast you on that, Lost D, because Danny ain't the one to campaign for. The dude done had plastic surgery and everything. You know what I mean? He done changed his wardrobe. He done changed his attitude and everything. He ain't the same dude that fought that brother that he stopped in 1 round that we was talking about other. Huh? No, he ain't the same guy. Touching M's, huh? Touching M's. His feet ain't on fertile ground no more, huh? He ain't. You understand? But that's okay, because we need dudes like that in the sport, so you have people to step over, huh? When you're understanding that you're taking things to a new level. That's all. When you're taking something to a new level. Yeah. Flawless is laughing. Votes UK says, I can see Ryder fighting for a vacant belt. Canelo ain't fighting Ryder, no chance. Yeah. Khan Shawnry says, there's a bit of perspective to consider when Jacobs didn't get the victory from a guy who lost to Saunders, Fielding, Callum Smith, and Canelo. And this puts him in the weeds as far as being a top contender. Absolutely. From this point in his career. Absolutely. And he didn't beat Gabe Rosado. I keep telling you guys this. Ain't nobody backing me up on that. And I don't care if you don't back me up, because I got it out there on video. I did a post-fight on it. I raised all kind of hell. Didn't nobody want to support me on that. Only the brother Boxing Conversations with Reggie Owens that night when we watched and did the post-fight. We talked about that. We said Danny Jacobs is a joke. He shouldn't be going further. He need to get his step to the back and let some other people go out front because Rosado whooped him on that night and the judges kept him alive. The judges were responsible for today. Man, Laws D, don't be trying to call yourself threatening me, saying you're going to call in my show tomorrow and show you how. Man, listen, you don't even call my show, bro. So it's like now you want to call and talk about Danny Jacobs. I ain't taking no calls about Danny Jacobs tomorrow, okay? Unless you Danny Jacobs himself, and then I will trivialize the realities of what's going down in his career. Huh? Because when he changed his mind but didn't change his boxing style, to make adjustments to improve and get better, the only thing he improved was the exterior of things, materials. Materials. That's what he improved. He didn't improve boxing ability, boxing IQ. You had a brother say here in the chat earlier that Danny always had mental issues with taking instructions from his corner and everything, and he waits until he gets back with Andre Rozier after being away from the guy for a couple of fights and give his worst performance of his career. Even the fight where he got stopped wasn't as bad as his performance tonight. Laws D. How about that? He's a chump. And he thought he was going to go over there and steal a bag. But he got paid, but he left with an L. A mighty heavy L. To John Ryder, bro? John Ryder? And I'm not coming down on Ryder, but who was thinking about John Ryder? Nobody. But he says, in the post-fight, John Ryder said he's celebrating tonight like it was a 13-year coming celebration, like he had really accomplished something. And he did. He got a victory over a guy who could not take it another level against him, and he got handed and awarded a victory. Salute to John Ryder, ridding the game of another dude who brings shame. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Stand on it. 10 toes down, as they say. I stand on it. Danny can hold that L. Maybe he can get one in gold, since he's touching M's, and hang it from his neck. Because it's there now. Absolutely. 1,000%. Yeah. That's what it is. Dipped in gold. Yeah, Con Shonery, watch that Rosado fight, man. I'm telling you. Rosado whooped his ass. Look, my man Watcher is out there. And Watcher don't go along with anybody. He has his own mind. And he says, Rosado beat him. Listen to Watcher. I respect Watcher, what he has to say. He has a very clear boxing perception. And he's always looking at things the proper way. And Laws D, you need to get up and call my show when we ain't talking about Danny Jacobs, since you in the Danny Jacobs personal fan club, and cleanup crew, But the doors is closed for that on Stormybman, Because I don't give a damn. Danny can go back to where he was, Touch a few more of them M's that they paid him from Dazn. Nobody gives a damn. Ain't nobody gonna shed a tear Huh? The dude, listen, he had a chance to fight a lot of people and make something happen, something exciting. Where he been all this time? Where? When Dazn announced a month or two ago that he was getting ready to fight John Ryder, we were like, what? We thought he was retired. All this talk at 168. Different people, Benavidez, Canelo, Charlo, huh? Andre, names. Danny name wasn't out there. He was somewhere, counting his bank account and everything. I ain't waving no flag for no dude like that. Boxing and Barbecue says, Patty LaBelle's I Got a New Attitude played in my head when you said that about Danny. Absolutely, man. That dude, listen, when you hear him talk, he talk like he better than people, bro. Like he know better. Like somebody whispered something in his ear and gave him something. This is for nobody else, Danny. Only you. And if you repeat anything, speak as if it just came to you as an epiphany. That's him. Yeah. Dude, the coach will tell him in the corner, I need you to double up on the jab. And he'll go out there and won't throw a damn jab. Huh? The coach will tell him, I need you to move lateral, left and right. And he'll go out there and stand right in front of the guy and let the guy get off on him. That's the worst boxing ring IQ I ever seen in my life. Coming from that dude. That dude. Yeah. This is what I'm saying, bro. And you trying to defend that? John Ryder was putting them beams on his head, man. Boop, boop, bop, boop. He couldn't miss. Fucking John Ryder got tired of throwing shots at his ass. Now, mind you, the first 6 rounds, Ryder wasn't doing much. But even in rounds like that, judges will give a guy a round because they feel pressured to do so. So when he did start letting his hands go, hell, the judges perked up in their chairs and they were like, fuck, let me give him a couple more. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, it was like, and the winner is John Ryder. And the motherfuckers, everybody in the crowd lost their mind and everything. But Danny had a chance to put all of that to sleep. He didn't have a blanket, pillow, or pacifier, huh? You got to have the tools of the trade, bro. You gotta have that. And when you out here doing your thing, you can't be out there, and don't carry the tools with you. Ryder found out, shit, I got a punch. I can punch. Yeah, throw it. Going back to the chat here. Votes UK says, before tonight, John was known for getting robbed by Callum Smith. That's it. Yeah. Con Shonery is laughing. Hustler Slim says, man, John Ryder even bet on Danny to beat him. Okay. Listen, Hustler Slim says, Danny touching M's all right. Missed opportunities. Yeah, Lost D says, Stormy going in on me. I'm no fanboy, but Danny Jacobs won that fight, OG. He did not. And what does the final verdict say in the record books? Huh? Danny didn't win that fight against Gabe Rosado. But what does the final record say? Huh? Karma is what I open this show up with, and I want y'all to understand the boxing gods do exist. Huh? And Danny experienced it first and foremost. Huh? Because the boxing god said, Danny, let those victories go. And he was like, I shall not. I shall keep those victories to my bosom, and the world will bow down before me. So like Moses, they send John Ryder out there to change the course of history. That's exactly what happened. You can thank later. Okay? That's exactly what happened. My man EJ Boxing Live is in the building. What's good? He says, haha, you don't care for your man's Danny. He says, Eddie set him up. You're right. No one cares. No, Eddie didn't set him up. Danny set himself up with his attitude, bro. The dude walk around like he don't get stains on himself. Huh? He walks around and talks like he's above all that he encounters. If you don't get out of here with that damn foolishness, bro, get out of here. Yeah. EJ says, what's up to my Kung Fu brother Stormybman? What's good with you as well? Lost D is like, Danny Jacobs can't touch Carlo or DB. Hey, man, listen. Charlo, you mean? Yeah, I understand. And that's who we wanted to see him fight, huh? He comes back picking John Ryder, thinking he gonna make this bag and, still be lingering and meandering around the sport. He got dirt kicked up in his face on this day. Dirt. Albert Doherty's out there says, greetings, Stormy B. Greetings to you. Brown on Boxing says, the black fighters of today are trying to be the stars, not fighters. Danny was supposed to go out there and prove he was elite. Yeah, he had no game plan. I saw that from the first round. When I saw how he was jabbing and moving around and trying to position John Ryder like with his gloves, he was like pushing him and stuff like, I'm the boss in here. But he wasn't doing anything to say I'm the boss physically. He's just, his temperament was all the way off. And I'm like, man, if he was in there with a real killer, they would have killed him. Huh? John Ryder ain't no killer. But I'm glad he got the victory, because that put Danny off that lofty spot, put his ass back down like on that basement level where Ryder was. Because remember, I said initially Danny was on ground level, right? And Ryder came up from basement to meet him. So since Ryder beat him, that means that Danny goes down to the basement. But Triple G and Canelo are still on the roof, huh? With no elevator or stair access for people like Danny or Ryder, huh? Yeah. I said that earlier, gave that analogy, bro. Yeah. William Old School Arden's laughing. Yes, sir. EJ says, Danny Jacobs won for me, but I know Eddie. He says, laugh out loud. John sells tickets. Canelo versus Ryder next. Hey, we'll see. We will see. But you ain't gonna see Danny next. Huh? You ain't. Sylvester is like, Ryder's. Dwayne Jones back saying, watching Jacobs get the flu flops put on him in round 8 did my heart good. Hey, didn't it, man? I'm telling you, I sat up, man, as I was watching that. I was like, oh. I started moving my head, and I'm at home watching it on TV. I was like, the dude won't even get out of the way of the shots, bro. He wouldn't even put his gloves up to stop the shots. I was like, what the hell is wrong with Danny Jacobs? It was like he was in a movie waiting for the director to yell cut, but the word cut never got shouted out, so he kept improvising. But his improvisation wasn't to protect himself. His improvisation was like, well, this will still look good, right? It looked really bad, and you lost the round. Oh, my goodness, man. My goodness. Conshonry says, Jacob has some great opportunities for legacy that people like Charlo, Benavidez, and Andre have been denied. Losing the fights against Triple G and Canelo means he cannot compete at that level. Yeah, and he never made adjustments during those fights, Conshonry, to even make the attempt like he was going to try to change the order of business that was being conducted. You can't respect that from a guy. You can't respect him not going out on his shield or trying to improve his circumstances. He didn't do that. He didn't do that at all. Yeah. Lost D says, them judges all had a brown envelope in the back pocket from Eddie Hearn. That was a pure robbery. Wow. I've seen some robberies, Lost D, but I'm going to tell you something that makes it easy for judges. This is Boxing 101. Follow me closely here. In a 12-round fight, okay, what happens in the first quarter of the fight outside of knockdowns make it difficult when the fight has an adjustment that takes place midpoint or in the third quarter of a fight. 12 rounds, 4 quarters. Okay? So the scoring that you may have seen earlier can be compromised when an adjustment is made by one of the fighters who may not have fared very well early on and made some adjustments to step things up. All of a sudden, the judges get motivated by the momentum of a fighter when he's putting forth the effort to make a change. That doesn't mean he changed things, but he changed himself because he changed his approach in the actions that he took during the fight. Danny was fighting the same way throughout the fight. Even if you wanted to try to give him a great portion of the early rounds, in the third quarter of the fight and the fourth quarter of the fight, the momentum was with Ryder. Okay? And seeing that they were in Ryder's backyard, and Danny never met that aggression. He never stopped it. He actually wilted to it. It makes it easier for the perception that maybe Ryder did enough to win. Because the guy, okay, you're in a race and you were behind. You catch up to the guy and you start edging. You didn't pass him, but you start edging. When you cross the finish line, the fact that you were edging, it made a difference in the race. Had you passed him up, of course, you're the assured winner. But the perception is you gave more because you came from the back. Huh? Ryder came from the back. And Danny didn't close the door on him. He was out there looking for more juice curl and stuff to put in his head and everything, but dude, you had to dig deep. Where was that in you for going in there and trying to bang, Ryder to the body and wear him down and stuff like that? Same thing I said about Keith Thurman against Mario Barrios. Yeah, you were happy hitting him in the face. You were lumping him up and stuff like that. But if you really wanted to stop the man, why didn't you take some chances and go to his body and break him down? People hit you in the body, Keith Thurman, and you start running away. If you hit somebody in the body with that power punch that you got, you might double them over, if not knock them down or stop them. But you don't want to put yourself in a risk type situation. Danny didn't want to take no R's. He only takes M's. Yeah. Huh? Know your alphabet. Absolutely. Salute to Blue Blood Sports TV. I see you out there, bro. Welcome to the show, man. And L-Dub Boxing, what's good with you, bro? Good to see you as well. Man, brothers are stopping in this evening. That's good stuff. Laws D says, I'm going to bed now, but Stormy OG, you know most of the time you are right. But OG, you wrong on this one, homie. He's like, Danny Jacobs was robbed. The only thing I can say is Danny took his foot off the gas. Maybe he never had his foot on the gas, bro. Maybe he was in park. Huh? How about that? Maybe Mr. Ryder found the gas pedal. Huh? But it's okay, Laws. You still my brother from across the pond. Still my brother, man. It's just that Danny got a reality check tonight. And that's okay. It happens in boxing. People will find a lot of times disappointment in the sport of boxing. And I'm good with that. I make fun and light of these things because it's really something when you see these guys do what they do and then it don't go the way that they hoped it would go. That's boxing. It happens. Huh? And salute to John Ryder, man. Coming out on top for a change. Huh? Coming out on top. I like that. I like that. Who else we got out here? I see Andrew Charles fell into the building. He says, Stormybman, salute family, salute to you. Reese Bruh says, black fighters fight a white, etc. in London. DJ had no chance. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Listen, I could hear Rosier telling him things. He never made no changes. Danny fought the same way in the first round that he fought in the 12th. He did absolutely nothing to turn back the challenge, the gauntlet that John Ryder put down in the 7th and 8th rounds on his ass. He had a chance to do so. He could have went in there and started banging with the guy. He could have made it a dog fight to show his toughness. Because at the end of the day, had he done that, had he stepped it up like that, he might have transitioned Ryder into a defensive place and say, I can't beat this guy. But if you're an elite fighter, those are the type of risks that you take from time to time. You don't have to do it all the time. But you do have to show someone their place if you feel that they're not at your level. Where was that with Danny? It was missing. And he didn't even seek it out. You can't seek it out for him or hope it for him. He's got to put forth the effort. And if he doesn't put forth the effort, the judges are not just simply going to give it to him. And he definitely wasn't the hometown fella in this situation. But you go back to that Gabe Rosado fight, and the judges gave it to him when he didn't earn it. And I raised all kind of hell on that. I raised a lot of hell on that. You know. Khan Shonery says, Danny is 35, so retirement may be imminent because he ends up shuffled to the middle of the deck at this point. That's sad. That said, I think he's had a great career, and I think the man's worth 10 to 12 million. So, hey, he's had a great career because he was blessed and fortunate to be able to come back and participate in the sport at the top level and make money. Huh? But it's time for somebody else. Votes UK says, Rosado rematch, then retire? No, I don't think it should be a rematch between he and Rosado. I think that Rosado should get a chance, an opportunity against one of these other guys. You know, Rosado was put in a position to face that young kid, Munguia. They fought a great fight, but Munguia won the fight. But Rosado is not through by any means. He's one of those guys that competes at the top of the sport that deserves a title shot against some champion because he will fight. He will put on a great show. He should be rewarded for being that type of fighter. But in these times, that type of fighter can often upset a current champion. That's what's dangerous. Now, there may be something in the cards because Dazn asked him to come over there to be a co-analyst on tonight's show. You know Ed Hearn's wheels are turning. So, who knows? Triple G may need an opponent. Rosado might get the call. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just speculating. I'm just putting things out there to make the wheels turn. But Danny should go sit down somewhere. Yes, sir. I see boxing matchups with Dwayne Freeman out there. He says, salute Stormybman, salute to you. Yeah. A lot of people came in the building. Smash that like button. Yeah, Lost D, Gabe was commentating on the fight. That's why I say they brought him over there for a reason. I have no idea what or could speculate what that reason is. Why did they bring him over? They may be looking to get him in on a future card. They already talked about how they are penciling in more and more dates for the calendar year. So Dazn is doing their thing over there. And there's a lot of boxing to take place. So Gabe might have a slot. He might have a slot. Yeah. So who knows? Who knows? But it was a good card. I had an enjoyable time sitting there watching this fight card, and I'm interested with what Dazn has on the horizon. You know, I'm interested. So we'll see. You know what I mean? We will see. I actually got the replay playing on my monitor right now, and I'm looking at it. It's in the 11th round, and Danny is all just holding on to Ryder, and Ryder's punching while Danny is holding, and Danny is just standing there. Danny is not returning fire. He's not. It's like he's doing some things. You know, it's just it's not in line with a guy who's trying to show the victory. Mm-mm. Salute to KG84 out there in that super chat. He says, appreciate you, Sensei. Thank you for that, man. We appreciate your donation to the channel, man. Really do. Thank you. Jeff, the producer's in the building. He says, Storm, salute. Salute to you, bro. Khan Shanery is laughing. And, yeah, you know. Yeah, his efforts, they didn't warrant a guy who's looking to take this victory. Ryder was pursuing and trying the entire time, and he got the victory. So, you know, it is what it is, and there'll be more nights like that. But I don't think you'll see Danny Jacobs in many more nights like that. So for the man who's touching M's, it might be time for him to touch some R's, as in retirement. Yeah, I said it. And that's the way it is. But thank you all for tuning in. It's been the Post-Fight Show with Stormybman. I appreciate everybody that came and checked me out. All of you who were commenting in here. I couldn't get to each and every one of the comments, but I let you guys know I was paying attention, because it's meaningful when you come in like that. Khan Shanri says, Stormy mentioned Felix Sturm earlier. His fight against De La Hoya is about as fixed as it gets. No matter how many times you watch that fight, there's no way to score a victory for De La Hoya. Agreed. But I was talking about Cash fighting. That's who Cash reminded me of this evening. But peace to you all. No, Jeff, the producer, he didn't look that bad. It's just that as the fight went on, Ryder found himself and started punching, and Danny didn't meet that challenge. He just kept fighting the same way, while Ryder in the second half of the fight picked it up. So he didn't meet that aggression. And therefore, the judges saw favor in Ryder making the adjustment. They gave him a decision. And Laws D was crying. We was passing out tissue and everything for him, and we were trying to console him. But he just wouldn't let it go. And he said Danny was robbed and it was unjust. He was writing a petition and he was sending some flowers to Danny tomorrow. And we were trying to calm him down, but he refused. And he even threatened to call my call-in show tomorrow and berate me on my words that I spoke against Danny Jacobs losing tonight. So, with all of that said and done, Laws D got it in for me because he was going with Danny Jacobs. But I tried to be a man of my word and stand 10 toes down, and let Laws D know the truth, because sometimes people lie to him. And I tell Laws, you're my brother. I ain't going to lie to you like that. I'm going to tell you the truth. Danny lost. Salute to my brother, Losty. Hey, man, thank you guys for tuning in tonight, man. I'll catch you guys in the morning with the call-in show, man, and we can come back together again. But everybody have a wonderful night. I'm out of here. Peace, and salute to the mighty LDBC. We gone.
to you.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
Good morning.
Morning to you.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
Good morning.
Morning to you.
Why are you gay? Gay.